Hi.
Unexplained, oh, unexplained, oh, unexplained, oh, unexplained, oh.
This video is, I feel like the video that I needed to do to close out 2024. It's my testimony of what God has seen me through this year. And I'm thankful. So I'm freestyling here. I probably should have taken the time to write notes, but my prayer is that I'll say just enough to honor God and to point people in the direction of Jesus. My squeaky chair. So this year I walked into this year knowing that something was wrong. In December of 2023, I had my routine mammogram. And one thing that's different, one thing that's a different experience about where I am is when you get your results for your mammogram, they come from the Cancer Institute. And I remember the first time I got my results from my first mammogram here, and I was like, when that letter came from the Cancer Institute, I was like, why is the Cancer Institute sending me mail? And I stared at that envelope for a couple of minutes. I was like, I don't know what this is. And I just remember saying a prayer before I opened it. I said, God, I don't know what this is, but you know what it is. So please just, whatever this is, be with me and take me through it. And so I opened the letter and I didn't have any issues. Everything was benign, everything was normal. Okay. And so that set a precedent for me that my results will always come from the Cancer Institute. So when I received my results from the Cancer Institute for the second time, there were concerns. And so I had to be scheduled for a biopsy. And if you're not familiar with a biopsy, it's something else. The short story is they take a very long needle and they insert it into your breast and they extract tissue from the area where they see a problem. Then they examine that tissue under a microscope. So I'm used to having a regular mammogram, but the mammogram that was required in order for me to have a biopsy was an entirely different experience. And yeah, it was I was holding Jesus's hand through that. I do remember let me walk it back. I do remember when I got results that something was wrong. I had to go into the office and they had to talk to me. And I remember sitting in my car after the appointment, and I think I cried for about, it may have been 15, 20 minutes straight because I did not know where this was going to go. And I was scared. And I remember when I was sitting there crying, I had turned on the radio when I was ready to leave, and a song came on, and it really set the tone for that moment or those moments in my life. And I'm going to link the song but in the description, but I think the name of it is Strong. And if that's not the name, forgive me, but that's the word that I got from that song. And so, what was so beautiful to me about that song coming on the radio is it kept coming on at the exact times that I needed it. When I was driving to my biopsy appointment, it came on. When I was driving home from my biopsy appointment, it came on. And so that became a theme song for me and something that I rested on. And yeah, I call the song Strong, but it may have a different name. You'll find out when I post it in the description. But I just remember feeling like, I don't know what the results are going to be from this biopsy, but I just kept saying, God, just take me through the moments because I can't handle this. I can't handle this if it's, if it's what I think it may be. And so it takes a little while for you to get the results. And I remember going through the process of healing. I have a scar here from the biopsy, and they were telling me, what the healing process would be for, the site where they inserted the needle. And so no one told me, they're like, you're going to have a scar and da, da, da. But no one told me that there was like a, what do you call it? Like a wound glue on top of the site as it healed. And they said that, as it healed, it would automatically fall off. Like, don't peel it off, just let it come off naturally. And so no one told me that when it fell off, I was going to have a hole in my chest. And I just remember looking at that thinking, is that how that's supposed to look? And I'm on Google because Dr. Google. I know, no, I called them first, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it'll fill in." And I'm like, "Well, when is it going to fill in?" And they're like, "Well, it kind of depends on each person and how fast your cells regenerate and all that kind of stuff." And so I'm like, okay. So then I go on Google, and it's like, "Oh yeah, it'll fill in and da da da." But just looking at it was unnerving. Like I'm like, there's a hole in my body right now. So over time, very quickly, I might add, it filled in, and that's when the scar began to form. And so it looks a lot better now, but at first, it just looked really scary, you know. And it was a constant reminder to me of what happened. And of course, as you heal, the pain begins to go away, but the pain was a reminder of what happened. Um, but overall, I just remember, waiting, to hear the results and wondering, why it's taking so long. And for those of you who are familiar with my chart, my chart, a lot of times you'll get test results. They'll just come to your app. And I remember I got some test results in my app before, and I was like, what does this mean? And so I've learned to like it, when my test results come through the app, and sometimes they've been premature or you know they shouldn't have been sent or what have you. And so I've learned that when I get test results from my chart, I don't even click on it. I don't even click on it because I remember feeling like, what does this mean? I don't understand. And so what I do is if I get a test result, text notification, I'll call and I'll say, okay, I see something popped up in my chart. I need you to explain, what this is, because I don't know what this is. And so it popped up, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not even going to go there. And when I called, I remember the lady was like, oh, I'm not really sure why that popped up because the test results aren't in. And she looked at it and she was like, yeah, this shouldn't have popped up, and it doesn't have your test results. And I was like, okay, I'll just wait. And so I remember I was out walking, and for those of you who know me, that is a daily occurrence in my life. I was out walking, and the phone rang, and I saw that it was the Cancer Institute, and I'm like, whew, here we go. And so I remember answering the phone, and the voice on the other end was like, oh, is this Robyn? Yes, this is me. And she told me that everything was fine, and that I was able to go back to my routine mammograms, and that they would keep an eye on the area. And when they did the biopsy, they inserted like a little marker where the area is, that they'll look at when I, have my routine appointments. But I breathed a sigh of relief when I got off of the phone. But then I immediately thought, that's not everybody's phone call. Like, some people are getting the phone call and they're being told that, yeah, something's wrong. And then they need to, start figuring out what their course of action is. And for me to get that news, I was very thankful for it, because I knew that that's not everybody's story. And so I'm so thankful that God walked me through that time, that he continues to walk me through, because now it's in my mind, right? I've had this issue, and there is possibly another issue waiting. There's always some kind of, there's always something, right? But I feel like in my life I'm slowly learning to not, what they used to say, look ahead, don't skip ahead, don't skip ahead in the book, or something, like, just to allow things to come as they come, and not make up a whole scenario in my mind about what it is and what's going to happen, and and just be all frazzled about it, right? So I gone through that, and that was around March of this year. And then on, hmm, I think it was like the 20th of March, so same month, um, one of my last anchor clients for my profession. I am a freelance writer, and that's changing day by day. What my profession, but I was notified that within a week there would be no more work for me, and that was fast. That was a fast. That was a fast uh, realization. Like, yeah, got about a week, and this is what it is. So I remember feeling a little lost at the time, because I had been at that point freelance writing for 11 years, and I was very comfortable in it. Maybe that was part of the problem. But there definitely, in the year prior to this one, were feelings that I wanted to do something else, that I felt like I don't know, like, not that I had done like all I could do, but I just felt like, what, I didn't know what else I could give, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I felt like it was time for me to do something else, but I didn't really know what. And so I feel like, God, well, God obviously knew all of this was going to happen, but um he just helped guide me into a new season. And you know, when that happened, I was thankful for, the advice of my brothers and my uncles, who told me make sure you have emergency fund. And so the emergency fund definitely came in handy, but emergency funds don't last forever, right? And so I'm so thankful that God has made a way for our family, and just many, many miraculous things have happened to keep us going and going well. And I'm so thankful. I mean, I'm not out here balling out of control, but all is well. The lights are on, as you can see, all of that. So God, God knew that these things were coming and that these things would happen. And I just feel like He loved on me all the more and comforted me all the more and showed me more and more who He is in my life and what He can do. And he's such a keeper. Like, so many things happened, and um a lot of those things are personal and related to people, and I don't want to, obviously, tell my business and their business, but God really moved on a lot of different people's hearts to help during this season. And as I look forward to 2025, and I'm prayerful that I will get to see 2025. It's just a couple days away. I'm hoping and hoping and praying, because you don't know. I'm not gonna be, so cocky as to be like, when it's like, I pray that God will allow me to see 2025. I am looking forward to what's next. And He's been showing me different things. Even me doing this video is huge. Is huge. First of all, because with many things in my life, I'm very private, and also um never really had much of a comfort level. I had more of a comfort level being behind the camera than in front of the camera. But the more I do this, the more it's becoming comfortable. And so I was telling a really good friend of mine that in the coming year I would like to expose myself to more things that make me feel uncomfortable but help me to grow, because I realize that the more I do them, the less mystery surrounds it, the less fear surrounds it. So, yeah, some things that I, really want to be open to, I want to step into even deeper in 2025. And my, my sister, she introduced me to, one word, choosing one word for your new year. And I stopped making resolutions because I would feel so bad, like if I didn't, if if I said I was going to do something and then I didn't do it, I would feel so bad. Like, I'd be so down. I'm like, why didn't you do that? So I don't do resolutions anymore, but I do pick one word to guide me through the year. And so the word that keeps coming back to me, and it is subject to change. Sometimes they have changed throughout, as I go through the year. But the word that is sticking with me right now is deliberate, to be very deliberate. And so that is my word for 2025. And I have a stack of things that I'm doing. A stack. I am very excited by the things that I'm putting my hands to, and I'm prayerful that in 2025 you'll get a chance to hear more of, what God is birthing in me. Just even the intro song for my channel, I created that. That's me. That's my vocal. That's the music I put together. That's from me learning how to produce music. And so that's something that I'm continuing to learn, and I'm so excited about being able to release something that I wrote, something that I created, in hopes that it will bless someone, that they'll feel it, that they'll understand it, and they'll vibe with it. So there's a lot that I would like to see happen in 2025, and I pray that I will get a chance to do those things and put my hand to those things. But I just want to take time to thank God for seeing me through a hard year and continuing to tell me, Robyn, be still and know that I am God. When I wanted to move, he said, be still. And I kept trying to move. I kept trying to do this and do that and put my hands to this and that. And he kept saying, nope, nope, not yet. Nope, nope, that's not the thing. And so it has definitely built my trust in him. And I am leaning on him more for direction than I did last year, than I did the year before that, and the year before that. So it's been a cycle of growth. And I am thankful for that growth. And I just want to, this says, be still and know that I am God. A good friend gave this to me. I keep this on my desk. I just want to see what God has for me. And I know that it's going to be good. And I trust him enough to know that when the hard times come, he doesn't leave me. He's that much more present. Or at least I'm more sensitive to his presence because he's always there. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I hope that you've subscribed. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I drop a video. And right now it is every Friday, but that could change in 2025. So thank you for being here. Please, if this video helped you in any way, please share it with a friend. And please share this channel with a friend, because this channel is here to help you to remind yourself that you need to take a break. This world is crazy and there's so much going on. And take 15 minutes for yourself. Watch one of these videos with the water and just breathe in and out slowly and remind yourself that God is with you. All right, so until next time, thank you so much for being here. You are the best part of Unexplained Peace. See you next time.